Yo, what's going on, guys? Just gonna make a quick, short video on my guide for Disc Priest for patch 10.0.7. Just gonna go over some few things for the Disc Priest. I'm just gonna go over the talents, what I run, what racials, all that. Um, as far as for racials, um, on the Horde side you have Undead. You could also play Orc too if you wanted. Um, but here we'll check out the racials. So, you could go Orc. The they have the resistant to sun effect racial. It's pretty good. The best racial though for priest, in my opinion, if on horde side is undead. You get the remove charm, fear, and sleep effects. You get will of the forsaken. That's probably the best on the horde side. You can go other other races for obviously looks of your character and animations, but as far as the best race on the horde side, it'll have to be undead priest. On the alliance side, you can either choose between human. They get the free trinket, and they also get the insane increased haste, critical strike, mastery, and versatility racials. Human's really good, but the best one in my opinion is Night Elf, just because of the Shadow Meld racial. You can do so much with the Shadow Meld racial. Canceling hunts, getting drinks, getting out of combat for drinks in the middle of the game. There's just so much you can do with Shadow Meld. You can cancel abilities. A lot of cool things you can do with Shadow Meld. I am currently a Night Elf myself. Let me log in here real quick. As far as stats, you want to go for haste. Obviously, int main stat. You want to go stat priority is haste. Crit, then mastery, then verse. Obviously, it's verse. It's verse, haste, crit, then mastery. So sorry, excuse me. You want to stack a lot of haste. Haste is just so good for on priest. Makes your tots tick quicker. It gives you quicker globals. Haste is just so good on priest. And right now in the state of the game, where it's so fast, you need really fast globals. You want to get off your spells. As far as talents go, we can go over the talents here. Let me make a new one. New loadout. Okay. So for talents on the left side, it obviously you want renew. Renew's so huge. Fill the target with faith in the light, healing for 31,526 over 15 seconds. This is one of your main core abilities. You don't want to spam this, but it's super good. You want this talent. You want to always prioritize keeping up your renew on your target. This could keep you up in CC change. It could mean difference in winning and losing the game. If you just have renew up, when you do get stuck in CC chains. You want Dispel Magic. This is your purge. Dispel Magic on the enemy target, removing one beneficial magic effect. Just really good. This is your purge. You want that. You want improved Flash Heal. Increases healing done by Flash Heal by 15%. This is really good. Flash Heal is one of your main abilities. Super good. You also want Shadow Fiend. This is a must. Regenerates mana. Super good. It can keep people in combat too. That way you don't have to worry about it. I usually throw a Shadow Fiend on a rogue if he's trying to run. Don't have to worry about it anymore. The Shadow Fiend's always on him. You can never get a re-stealth. For me, I go down to the left side. You have a chance between Petrifying Scream or Psychic Voice. I go Psychic Voice. It just reduces the cooldown of your fear ability, your Psychic Scream, by 15 seconds. It's very, very good. You also want Shadow Word Death. This is so good. It can get you out of CC, if you time it right, polys, scatters, fears, hexes. It can get you out of so much CC. It's also your finishing ability to finish the target, which is so good. Let's go that one in Shadow Word Death. You want Feather. I can link you the macro that I use to make Feather not clunky. But Feather is so good. You definitely want Feather. As far as this side goes, you definitely want to go into From Darkness Comes Light. Each time Shadow Word Pain or Purge of the Wicked deals damage, the healing of your next flash heal is increased by 1%, up to a maximum of 50%. This is so good. This gives you instant procs on your flash heal. That way you don't have to cast it. You can just get instant procs. It's so good. Take 1 point in that. Also take one in Leap of Faith. This is a very good ability. This just pulls your allies to you, wherever you are. This pull them out of a bomb. If you're really good at it before he bombs, if he stuns and he's about to bomb, and then you grip him out of the bomb. Just a really good ability. You can grip people up, like on Blaze Edge. You can grip people up on the bridge if they fall down. Just super good ability. You can use it to reposition your teammates, or you can use it to save them. I do not go Shackle of Undead. You can run Roots if you want. I do not run Roots, Void Tendrils. But you can run this. It is a good talent. I do recommend. This costs quite a bit of mana though. But it is good. And it's on a 1 minute CD. Oh, excuse me. Holy. Oh. Okay. Alright. I'm also go Phantasm. Activating Fade removes all snare effects. This is so good. This is what gives me freedom when I hit my Fade. Almost every single class in the game has a snare, some type of slow. So when you hit your Fade, you get a split second of freedom. So if you hit Fade and then Feather, or Fade and then Shield to speed boost yourself, you can get away from a lot of people. So I do go this. It's very good talent. We also want Mind Control. This is simple. Everyone knows Mind Control. We want Massive Spell. We also want Power Infusion, PI. Infuses the target with the power of 20 seconds, increasing haste by 25%. So good. This increases your teammate's damage by so much. It's definitely a great talent to have. We also want Twins of the Sun Priestess. When we power infusion someone else, it also gives it to us. So we get 2 power infusions. So good. So worth. We want 2 points in Twist of Fate. We want a point in Body and Soul. That way, every time we shield our teammates, they get a speed boost, makes them quicker. So good. We want 2 points in Unwavering Will. While above 75% health, the cast time of your Flash Heal and Smite are reduced by 5%. It's really good. Flash Heal is one of your core healing spells. You want it as quick as possible. So good. 2 points into that. This talent here is super sleeper. I love this talent. I think it's so strong. It's called Inspiration. Reduces your target's physical damage taken by 5% for 15 seconds after a critical heal with Flash Heal or Penance. We're always using Flash Heal or Penance, 2 of our main healing abilities. When they crit, if we're facing any type of physical damage, like a warrior, a feral, a hunter, any type of physical damage, this talent is so good. Any crit you get reduces damage taken by 5% for 15 seconds. That is huge. So I normally end up taking this against any kind of physical damage whatsoever. Now, since all the rep pallies are relevant in this meta, in the way the state of the game is right now, almost 90% of the time I'm running improved mass dispel. But I do change these talents, and I'll go into that later. I also go void shield. When cast on yourself, 30% of the damage you deal refills your power word shield. It's so good. Alright, let's see here. Throws of pain. I rock 2 points in this. Shadow Word Pain and Purge of the Wicked deal an additional 3% damage when an enemy dies while affected by your Shadow Word Pain or Purge of the Wicked. You gain 0.5% mana. This just increases your dot damage, which increases your atonement healing. You always want to be keeping up your Purge of the Wicked on at least one target, preferably multiple. Just so good. It's just free passive healing, as long as you keep that up on at least one target. Preferably two, but at least one. Do 2 points in that. Okay. Okay, I go down to the left side of the tree here. I'll go into Binding Heals. 20% of flash heal healing on other targets also heals you. This is really good. Anytime you flash heal someone, it also heals yourself. Super good. That's why, like, if you see me in some games, I'll be low health, and but my teammate has more health than me. But I'm choosing to heal my teammate over myself, and this is why. It's because every time I heal my teammate, I get to heal myself. It's just conserving mana. Just really good uses of your flash shield, just to try to conserve mana. I do go Surge of Light. 2 points into that, and then we'd also go Power Word Life. This is our bread and butter. This is a really good spell. You don't want to use it unless it's lit up, though. They're super low. It can crit. It heals for a lot. It's really good on mana. It's just a really good ability. Alright. Now, going back over to the right side of the tree here, I do run a Translucent Image. Fade reduces damage you take by 10%. This also goes so well with Phantasm. Using your Fade reduces the damage you take by 10%. That's huge. So any kind of dot cleave, any kind of physical like melee cleave that's like training you to the ground, just any dots you have on you whatsoever, it reduces the damage, all the damage by 10%. This is very good. We do want this. Okay, going to the left side here, I do take Crystalline Reflection. Power Word Shield instantly heals the target for 4,583 and reflects 6% of the damage absorbed. This is so good. Every time you shield, damage just immediately gets reflected back to the target every time they hit that target. So good. It's free damage, reflects back, and it gives an instant heal every time you shield. It's really good. 2 points into that. I do take Void Shift here. That's your life swap. So good. And you also want Angelic Bulwark. This has saved me so many times. You have no idea. This is a very good talent. When an attack brings you below 30% health, you gain an absorption shield equal to 15% of your maximum health for 20 seconds. Cannot occur more than once every 90 seconds. This is very good. It can save you in rough situations. Just such a good ability. Take one in that. Okay. And that is usually my tree on the left side here. Now I do swap out. Let's say you're not against a physical damage comp and it's double caster. Even against like caster melee, I usually take inspiration, but it's personal preference if you're facing caster melee. But normally I usually take this just because it's so good. But if you're facing double caster, you could run something like this. So you run Double Death, and then we run, if it's a Frost Mage, you want Quick MD, right? Or you could also run Mind Games instead of Double Death. Personal preference is totally up to you. If they don't have a Frost Mage and it's just like a Ellie and a Lock, I'll run something like this. Get rid of Master Spell, run this. Bigger Mind Games, Double Death. But usually I don't run this a lot just because there's not a lot of double caster, and usually the double casters have a Frost Mage, so we do need Quick MD. So I usually run. We'll say I usually run Mind Games against double caster more than Double Death. But you can run Double Death. Double Death is good as well. Yeah, this is my standard. Versus any caster, any kind of physical damage whatsoever. This talent is just so good. Okay, moving on to the left side of the tree, right side of the tree here. One point in that. Radiance, so huge. Get an additional charge of Radiance, that's a must. This just reduces the cooldown of Radiance. It's our oh shit button, it's our biggest heal. It's AoE heal. Don't want to spam this, but it is a very good heal, and you do have to use it. We want pain suppression, that's a must. Given talent, everyone knows what it does. We also want Protector of the Fall. This just gives us an additional charge of Pain Sup, which gives us two charges of Pain Sup. I have been running Shield Discipline and Expiation on my main, but Expiation got nerfs, and I just don't know if it's even worth to run anymore. It just kind of feels bad. I may just start going Soulless. So we'll take Soulless here. And Big Dome. We want the barrier, we want Dome, it's so good. It's on a 3-minute cooldown. It just protects all your allies, it's so good. We also want Rapture. We want Purge of the Wicked. This is just replaces our Shadow Word Pain. It does more damage over time. It's just a better ability than Shadow Word Pain. Just like an upgraded version. We want Reveal Impurity. Purge the Wicked deals 5% additional damage and spreads to one additional target when casting Penance. Hang on. No. Whoops. I'm sorry. Sorry. Second. We do want Exaltation. Increases the duration of Rapture by 5 seconds. You want your Rapture up as long as possible. So good. You can spam shields. Damage is so high. Rapture can soak. Your shields are so strong. So we want the duration of that increased. I do run 2 things in Pain and Suffering. Increases the damage of Shadow Word Pain and Purge the Wicked by 8%. And it goes up to 15%. So good. So like you just keep your Purge of the Wicked up. It does more damage, so it's healing more with Atonement. So you're just getting more passive healing through Atonement. As long as you're keeping up your Purge of the Wicked. I do run Castigation. Penance fires 1 additional bolt of Holy Light over its duration. I do run 2 points in Borrowed Time. Casting Power Shield increases your haste by 4% for 4 seconds. Haste is our one of our main stats. It's so good on Priest. We want this. I do run Power of the Dark Side. Shadow Word Pain and Purge the Wicked have a chance to empower your next Penance with Shadow, increasing its effectiveness by 50%. So good. Just increases our Penance. I do run Schism. This is a very good ability. Attack the enemy's soul with a surge of shadow energy, dealing 21,545 shadow damage, and increasing your spell damage to the target by 15% for 9 seconds. Okay. Also go Dark Indulgence. Mind Blast gains an additional charge, and its mana cost is reduced by 40%. We do use Mind Blast quite a bit. It does cost quite a bit of mana. It's a hard-hitting ability. It heals well through Atonement, so I usually Schism into Mind Blast or Schism into Penance into Mind Blast. It's a very good ability. So I do go Dark Indulgence. But you can run, instead of Dark Indulgence, you can run Make Amends if you want. Or Contrition. It's honestly personal preference. But I like Dark Indulgence for the mana cost, and because I do use Mind Blast quite a bit. Okay, moving on. We don't go any more down in this side of the tree. Mainly just because I'll explain this later, but that's a different side. So moving down here. We want Lenience. Atonement reduces damage taken by 3%. It's so huge. It's just a flat damage decrease. Makes your teammates so much tankier every time they have Atonement, which you get Atonement if you just use a single spell on your teammates. Now, like I said before, I have been running Shield Discipline and Expiation on the main, but Expiation got nerfed, and I just don't think it's that great anymore. So I think I am going to switch to running Power Word Solace and Harsh Discipline. So we run 2 points in Harsh Discipline. Your next penance fires an additional 3 bolts and costs no mana after 4 casts of Smite, Power Word Solace, or Mind Blast. This is why we run Power Word Solace with this instead of Shield Discipline. Every time we use Solace, we get a charge to get a Penitent 1 proc. It's so huge, so good. Penitent, everyone knows what Penitent 1 is. It's so good. It just makes your Penance extremely strong, fires lots of bolts of Penance, and it's super quick. Okay. Moving over to the left side here, I do go Train of Thought, 1 point into that. 2 points in Divine Aegis, 1 point in Aegis of Wrath, 2 points of Blaze of Light, and 1 point in Will and Woe. So this is what my setup would look like. Like I said, if you wanna trade Dark Indulgence and go Make Amends, you can. Or if you want to knock that out and go 1 point in Contrition, that's also good as well. I just find myself using Mind Blast quite a bit, so I like the 1 additional charge, and I like the mana cost reduced by 40%. Help saves mana, and this priest is built around doing damage through Atonement. To heal and also apply lots of pressure. Okay. If you don't like Power Word Solace and you want to just run Shield Discipline and Expiation, that's also fine. If you feel like Solace is clunky, this is still a good build here. This is currently the one I am running. But like I said, I don't think Expiation is very good anymore just because of the nerfs. So I'm probably just going to run Solace into Harsh Discipline. And this is what my build will look like. Okay, Honor Talents. 90% of the time you want Inner Light and Shadow. And I usually just keep Inner Light on. But you can, at the start of the game, turn Inner Shadow on if you want. Just because your mana is so bad as Disc. And Inner Light makes your healing spells cost 50% less mana. So huge. Your mana is one of your weaknesses as a Discipline Priest. You have to conserve mana the best you can. Yeah, just such a good talent. Okay, I normally run Big Dome here. Reduces the cooldown of Power Word Barrier by 90 seconds. Power Word Barrier reduces damage taken by an additional 25%. This is so good against most comps. The only time I don't run Dome of Light is if we're facing something like a double caster that's kiting constantly, and we're not able to stay in one spot ever because they're kiting us so much. I also don't run Dome of Light if we're facing like a Fistweaver or any type of monk because they can just Ring of Peace it, and this talent becomes absolutely useless. And 99% of monks just ROP the Dome. So it makes it completely useless, and we get no value. So if you're facing like a double caster that can kite really well, or a monk, I have been running Dark Archangel. That's very good. You could also run Thought Steal if you're facing a Druid. Thought Steal is very, very good. Eternal Rest is more for like solo shuffle stuff if you want to mess around with that. It is a good talent though. But you want to run Eternal Rest with Double Death. You want to run Double Death into Eternal Rest. Catharsis is also a good ability, if only if you know they're going to train you though. So it doesn't get much value unless they train you. But if you know it's a melee cleave and they're going to come after you and they're going to just train you all game, you can run this. Just make sure you keep your Purge of the Wickeds up, and it will do a lot of damage. 20% all damage you take is stored. The stored amount cannot exceed 15% of your maximum health. The initial damage of your next Purge of the Wicked deals this stored damage to your target. So when you Purge of the Wicked them, it does so much damage. So good. I don't recommend Precog. Precog's not very good. I mean, you could experiment with it, but I just don't think it's that great. I don't run Cardinal Mending. I do not like Prayer of Mending. I think it's clunky. It costs too much mana. And it just doesn't heal very well. I don't like it at all. Archangel is something you could run as well. Archangel is pretty good. It does heal for quite a bit. I just like Dark Archangel though, because of the way the game is right now and you want so much pressure. And just the extra damage is so good. Strength of Soul is another good ability that you could use a lot if they have like physical damage. So like let's say for instance it's like Kitty Cleave, right? So it's a Feral and a Warrior. They're all physical and you know they're not going to train you. You could run something like Big Dome and Strength of Soul. Your Power Word Shield reduces all physical damage taken by 15% while the shield persists. So every time you shield someone, it's 15% less physical damage taken to them. So good talent. Do not run Trinity. Don't recommend it. Purified Resolve, not really that great. You can run Purification in some matchups. It's kind of good. It usually just depends. If your teammates are getting CC'd a lot and they need to double dispel, then you can run this. Purified now has a maximum of 2 charges. It just gives you instead of 1 dispel, it gives you 2. I don't run this a lot, but it can be good in some matchups. And I'm always running Ultimate Radiance. This just makes your Radiance instant cast. It heals for a whole lot more. It's really good. You almost this is a must if you run the Radiance build. All right. So that is my build that I do run. There are some priests that like to go down the right side of the tree here and go for more of a damage style talent setup. I don't like this currently just because the game is so fast paced and all the very best players in the game just deal so much damage and you just get overwhelmed. I really don't. It's good, but I just don't. Every time I've ran this build, it's almost like I can never get off my damaging rotation or my damaging abilities because I'm in CC or we're so low and I have to top us. But you can go to the left side here and go Shadow Covenant and Twilight Equilibrium instead of the left side of the tree here, and go for more of a damage style, healing more through atonement build if you want. But I don't recommend it. It's just, like I said, the game's too fast paced. People do too much damage. There's quite a bit of CC in the game still. So I mean, I don't really like it. It feels clunky. Just feels bad. So this is what I am going to run. 95% of the time, this is the build I run. Okay. Moving on to macros. I do have a Desperate Prayer macro. It's /cast Desperate Prayer /use Healthstone. I combo this in a lot with my life swap. It's so good. It if you're playing with a Warlock, you just cast Desperate Prayer, and then it also uses your Healthstone to heal you. So you life swap someone, you're low health, you hit Desperate Prayer, you get a big chunk of health from Desperate Prayer, and then you also get another big chunk of health with the Hailstone. I do run Party 1 and Party 2 dispels, if you want to run those. Here's my macro for Feather. /cast at player Angelic Feather. All this does is all you have to do is hit your ability, and it'll immediately put the feather at your feet, and you'll get the speed boost. It just makes it so, let's see, we have regular feather. We'll put it over here for right now. So let's say we try to use regular feather. See how they're green reticle, and then we have to place it, and then we have to run over to it, and then we get the speed boost. That's super clunky. We don't want that. We just want to be able to just hit our bind. It gives us the speed boost automatically. So good, less clunky. We hit our bind, gives us a speed boost, and we're running. Here is my Power Infusion Self macro. I don't have this on the thing because you don't really need this anymore, so don't worry about this because you get that talent. This is my Master Spell macro. This is just the @cursor macro for Master Spell. You just, instead of having the green reticle show up and then having to click, so let's see. Same situation with Feather here. So, you see how it's a green reticle and then we have to click before it'll go? All I have to do is just hit my bind and Master Spell will immediately go off. I'll show you in just a second when my cooldown's back. This is just a /stop casting focus mind control macro. This is a target Shadow Fiend macro. I use this a lot. I have quite a bit of target macros. So if I'm targeting my teammate here, all I have to do is hit my bind and it'll cast Mind Bender on whoever he's targeting. This is another target macro for Penance. This is a @cursor macro for Powered Barrier. It just makes it so you don't have the green reticle. You just hit your bind and the dome will go where your cursor's at. This is a Power Word Shield Me macro. I don't currently use this anymore. This is a Shackle Undead macro if you ever use Shackle Undead, but I don't. It's not worth it to put a point into it. But this is just a mouse over Shackle Undead macro. This is a Power Word Solace target macro. Let's see. So, a lot of changes. 1 second. So we have Power Word Solace macro, just to target Power Word Solace. So I'm targeting him. All I have to do is hit my bind, and my Solace will go off on whoever he's targeting. This is my Shadow Word Death macro. It just deaths the nearest enemy. That way you don't have to target anything. You don't have to worry. You just hit your bind. Whenever someone's about to poly you, hex you, or fear you, your death will death the nearest thing, and you'll break the CC. You'll get out of it. This is a target Purge of the Wicked macro, target Smite macro, another death macro. Don't worry about that. This is a target Schism macro and target Mind Blast macro. This is my Focus Purge macro. If you want, because you need to purge a lot, especially against Evokers, because they have the Nullifying Shroud. So you run in, just set him as your focus, and then you hit your Focus Purge bind and purge off his Nullifying. But that's pretty much it for macros. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here's the Shadow Meld Racial. For you just hit this. If someone's about to hunt you, or you need to run behind a pillar, and you're super Shadow Meld, and then you drink. Super good ability on a 2-minute cooldown. Just puts you into stealth. Also, the other racial you get for being a Night Elf is Touch of a Loon. It's decent. It's nothing too much to worry about, but it does help. Increases your haste by 1% during the night. Increases your critical strike by 1% during the day. Not a huge difference, but hey, could help. Alright guys, I will go over my gear now. I am rocking the 4 set. I do have the set piece for my helm here. As far as gems go, I'm rocking the 70 verse and the 33 haste. Here's my neck here. I'm just running the standard Crimson Elite, the haste verse one, with the 70 verse, 33 haste gems, and then my epic gem is the 75 primary stat and the 66 verse. Also running the tier set shoulders here because they have haste verse. Running the haste verse cloak with the enchant homebound speed. Running the tier set chest gives you haste. That's why I got it. Crit and haste. Running the reserve of intellect enchant on this one. Okay, for wrists, I'm running the haste verse with the enchant 200 speed, and then of course gem is 70 verse, 33 haste. Staff is just the regular staff. It gives you haste verse. I'm running the burning devotion enchant. Sophic devotion is also good as well. I'm just been running burning devotion. I think it's pretty good. Got the tier set piece for the gloves. They don't give us the stat that we want, but the reason why we want the gloves over the legs in the tier set is because legs give us haste verse, which is exactly what we want. For the belt, I'm running the Gladiator's Distinction belt, the crafted piece. It just reduces crowd control effects on us by an additional 5%. This is a must. We want out of CC as much as possible. The enchant on my legs, I'm running the haste first ones, and I'm running the 177 intellect and 5% mana. This is so good. Just a very good enchant. You could also run the crafted legs if you want. I just prefer the regular conquest legs. Also running the regular conquest boots. The verse mastery ones. I got Plane Runner's Breeze enchant on these. I am running the crafted ring. This ring is very good. Signet of Titanic Insight. The eye level on this is 418. It's got haste and verse, which is what we want. Also got the 82 verse enchant on this, and of course my gem. Running the haste conquest ring. Enchant is 82 verse. Then your regular trinket, and then I also run the haste trinket most of the time. It just gives us haste, but you can swap that out against like a Frosty K Evoker or a Frosty K Windwalker that does setup goes, and they're training you, or anything that's training you, and you get silenced, but you can still use your emblem. I also swap this out for emblem, and I use emblem sometimes as well. During some matchups. Not most of the time I don't use it, but during some matchups I will use emblem. But most of the time that's just what it looks like. Alright, there's my PvP eye level. There's my base intellect, my stamina, my armor, my mana regen. My crit strike is sitting at 7%. My haste is 24. Mastery is 18. Verse is 27. And then my speed is 11%. Alright guys, this was just a quick disc priest guide. Here is my current rating for all brackets right now. I'm currently rank 1 in solo shuffle. I'm going to be pushing 3s soon for rank 1. We're right now sitting around almost 26. I'm like top 30 in 3s, I think. And then still need to get up the 10v10, but there is my rating for all my brackets there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. This was just a quick little disc priest guide for you guys. This is my first one, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.